All right, so I think 5 past. I think we'll kick things off. This will be recorded, so anyone who can't make it or joins us late will be able to go back and review the whole presentation and demonstration from Zobrist. So thank you all for joining. This is being recorded. To start off with, my name is Kaylee Iandiorio. I'm part of the marketing team at HCL Commerce. I came over from IBM through the acquisition and have been with the platform, now HCL Commerce, for 2.5 years, been in the space for a lot longer. I'm very excited today to partner with Zobrist Software Group, one of our HCL business partners and a premier IBM business partner as well, and to work with Teresa. So Teresa, if you don't know, Zobrist is the president and CEO of Zobrist Software Group. They specialize in e-commerce software and services, been doing so for the past 18 years. And Teresa herself has been doing this for 30 years around IT projects. And she's won numerous awards for her work, working with companies such as North Face, Vans, Timberland, Lee Jeans, Wrangler, and Mazda, among many others. So really excited to have her on and talking about Smart Merchandiser, a cool solution they've built for the HCL Commerce platform, and actually going to show us how that works. So Teresa, with that, I will hand it over to you.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Kelly, for inviting us to the user group, the virtual user group. So I have prepared a short overview presentation about the group. So welcome to the Virtual Commerce Connect user group. So it's my hope that our group unites a group of people that appreciates WCS, now known as HCL Commerce, as a platform. And we work together to promote it under the HCL flagship. And with that, the hope that I have is that we all learn from each other and we share our success as well as failures, things that don't work, because a lot of time we learn a whole lot more when we fail, right? So it's good to share the wins as well as the challenges, and then grow together as a group. And because none of us is smarter as all of us together. So so thank you for joining us today. I know that your time is very precious, and you have tons of things to take care of. So yeah, so thanks for joining, and hopefully we'll be able to share more about merchandising today, as a topic. Okay, and with that, I'm going to dive right into Smart Merchandiser and hopefully share what it is. So merchandisers have a really tough job, right? They have information scattered everywhere that they have to deal with, and they have to make some important decisions on what to present on the website and how to position the product so that they can satisfy the consumer's needs, right? Nobody wants to be able to put something in the shopping cart and find out that it's not available. They have to be aware of all the social media channels, Facebook, Twitter. They have to know what's coming into inventory, what's being ordered, through the procurement teams. They need to be aware of the web analytics, such as there's so many engines out there. IBM Web Analytics, Adobe Omniture, Google Analytics is becoming very pervasive, right? Everybody has Google Analytics on. And also about ratings and reviews. So what are people talking about their products? And also tons and tons of spreadsheets they have to manage in order to get the product, to look right, to be positioned right on the website. So they have a tough job to do. And yet the merchandising tool that they have available to them are non-visual. They sort of disconnected from the website. So on the left-hand side of the slide, you see that there's the merchandising tool, and that's basically management center, right? And then on the right-hand side, you'll see the website, how the product shows on that website. And it's very hard to correlate the two and see whether or not I'm positioning my products correctly. So what is Smart Merchandiser? It's a visual merchandising tool, and we have it accessible via Management Center, if you like. Because if Management Center is something that you use on a daily basis, it could just be a link. And then, so when you click on the link, we will authenticate the user using WCS Commerce Security or ACL Commerce Security, right? So we need to know whether or not you can manage this store, you can manage this catalog, what privileges you have before we let you on. And of course, it's subscription-based, so you don't have to buy the product. You just sign up for the product, and you can use it, and pay a monthly. So for those of you in the audience that is technical in nature, so this is a high-level architecture diagram. I just wanted to get out of the way so you know how it works. So basically, the beige yellow box in the middle is Smart Merchandiser. It has a back end, it has a front end, right? So the back end has adapters that talks to different commerce platforms. So in this case, we have a commerce adapter for HCL Commerce, and we are also working on commerce adapters for other platforms as well, because we found that visual merchandising is not something that's available on a lot of platforms. So we have a few platforms that has come to us and say, would you, be able to do visual merchandising for us? On the left-hand side, the backend also has adapter to a number of analytics and social data sources, such as Google Analytics, Adobe Omniture, IBM Web Analytics, Bazaar Power Reviews, and also the social channels. And all of these data sources are coming through web services. Okay, and so Eric, you are monitoring the chat, right? So if anything, okay. And with that, I'm going to dive right into the business side of Smart Merchandiser. So what can people do with Smart Merchandiser? You can visually manage your catalog. So this is looking at the thumbnail, and you'll see that in the demo very shortly. You can also see the analytics data superimposed or overlay on top of each thumbnail. So it gives you a really good idea whether or not people are looking at the products, they're abandoning the products and didn't check out with it. We also provide inventory management by color, by size. So this is super important during the holiday season when you wanted to make sure that products available. No consumer should be able to check out, right? They should not have to go away when you don't have inventory. And also color management. So color management is something that is very important. I think I'm gonna maybe mute all. Okay. All right, and so color management is important, again, by color, by size. Attribute management, so there's tons and tons of attributes, and managing them via spreadsheets is super cumbersome, right? So we want them to be able to see the visually attributes and how to manage that. Social media awareness is the aggregation that we do, right, to bring in Facebook and Twitter data on your product so you know what people are talking about out there. Okay, and with that, let's see, we are going to go into, we do have some more information on the benefits. Okay, so we currently have hundreds of users in the U.S. and Europe that's using Smart Merchandiser. So the benefit to the merchandisers is that we can save the users 80% of their time. They can do in 1 hour what they usually do in 8. And we'll also be able to boost revenue by 20% with the right assortment. Testimonials from our users. Heather from Timberland loved the analytics overlay and to be able to delete from multiple categories. Dana from Timberland, again, likes the overlay and also the new heat map feature. And then Amanda from Wrangler loved the inventory representation in visual format and be able to see colors by style by page. Matt from Tommy really liked the ability to pin products. And pinning products is an idea that the merchandisers ask for, a feature that they ask for, and that is when we are reshuffling products on the page, can we keep certain positions on the site pinned so nothing will change, because those are very important positions for them. Okay, and with that, I'm going to dive right into the demo. So this is what Smart Merchandiser front end looks like. So you can see at a high level products that they can manage. And this is so again, it's very closely resembles the website. So this is JanSport, right? And we're looking at the same category, travel bags. So the site shows the same products, and this is what Smart Merchandiser gives you. So let me just go over, give you the lay of the land. So on top, what you see is a number of tabs, 4 tabs exactly, to show you that you can sequence, you can manage attributes, you can look at business rules, and you can also work with linked categories. And then on the left-hand side, here's the stores that you can work with. So there's a number of stores. So a merchandiser can manage multiple stores, and they can also manage multiple catalogs. And each catalog has a number of categories. So in this case, I'm showing the travel bags just like on the website. And so at a high level, there are multiple views. So the 2-column view is really for the mobile representation, right? So if you are having your site in the mobile, then these are the products that they will see. You can look at 3 columns. So this is what the JanSport website has, the 3 columns. So this will be like a good way to look at it. We can also look at 6. So 6 columns give you a lot more data to look at. And now you can manage the data. So for example, this one product has a red bar on top, and the red bar means that it's out of inventory. So it's very fitting that it's at the bottom of the product. So these all can be set up by configuration where you can say a low inventory can be orange bar, and we can set that as in configuration. Okay, and with that, I am going to go over a few capabilities here at the overlay level. So if you look on the left-hand side, there's overlay. So there's the product overlay lets you control the color. So for example, I'm going to pick this one, has lots of color, right? So you can sequence the swatches. For example, these are your color swatches, and I'm going to have my black together there. So then I can sequence my swatches. I can also set leading color. So this particular bag, Aircure, and the travel bags, I'm going to give it a purple. So when I set leading color, this product will show up in purple in this particular category. It can show up as a different color and different categories, for example, and I can save that. So now my bag shows up as purple. And I can also move products around. For example, I am thinking that this would be better, so I can just drag and drop. I can drag and drop multiple products. So these three, I can drag them to the bottom. And I can drag them to the left or the right of this product as well, okay? And then you can see on top here, page 1, position 1, is the position of this product, and it has an inventory. So you can see inventory at a color level as well. So the number up here, because this is a test as a demo site, we don't have exact inventory color, but you can certainly see the inventory by color. Okay, and with that, I am going to go right into analytics. So when you click on analytics, we go into your analytics source. So that would be Google Analytics, for example, or Omniture. And at real time, we'll bring that data back and superimpose it on your product. So you can see inventory, you can see price, stock value, item sold, item sale. Abandonment rate is super important, and conversion rate as well. So you can see how well the product is doing. We also have, and so these are the KPIs, performance, right? You can sort them by number of units sold. You want to know which one sold the most and the past last 7 days, sort. Okay, so there you have it, right? So this is, if you want to put the most, the product with the most sold on top, that's how you sequence it, right? And then you can also look at the heat map. So what heat map does is it shows you, in terms of importance, how the products are doing. So you can certainly change the color, and lowest value, highest value, and you can say, okay, show me by item sales. Okay, so there you have it. And then you can also display the mini heat map. So when you do that, the mini heat map shows up on this page. And then you can see, how everything is doing. And this particular product, I'm going to move it to the bottom because I don't have an inventory. So you can see that it has been moved. Okay, all right, and with that, I also wanted to point out, so pin the product is an interesting. So when you click on pin, you can pin the first two, the first one, first two, or first three, or how many you want to pin. And so I'm going to pin just the top one, and I'm going to save that. Okay, so now if I wanted to sort differently, go back to my analytics, sort, I sort by price, and sort, you can see that everything's sorted around the first position, right? So that was not affected. Okay. Let's go into the social.
Before we go to social, I saw a question from James about the preview integration with third-party add-on in order to show the KPI. So from the previous tab, when Teresa talked about analytics, James, does that answer your question?
So any of the analytics integration can be done, and so it depends on the brand. So what analytics data was selected by the brand, that's the analytic data that we're going to bring in. So this is super flexible. It's really, the KPIs really depends on what you have set up, right? And so what we show here is a default setup for the analytics, but it can certainly be anything that you wanted to track or anything you want to display.
Okay.
Okay? All right. So let's talk about social. So what we do in social is we bring in 3 sources of data. So the first one is ratings and reviews from Bazaarboys and also Power Reviews. We also bring in the Facebook like, and so you can see, you know, on the thumbnail how many people liked it, and also tweets. So we do a real-time integration of Twitter. This is a demo site, so we don't have the tweets aggregated, but it can show like 21 tweets, and then when you click on the number 21, will bring in the page that has all the aggregations about the tweets on that particular product. So you have a good sense of, you know, what people are talking about your product, whether or not it's super popular out there. Okay, and so moving on to categories. So this one shows you all the categories that the products are listed in. So of course, as we know, merchandising, right? We want to have a product display in lots of different categories just to make sure that people can find them. So when you take a product out, yeah, you need to know what categories it was in. Badges is really convenient for brands that have badges. For example, new, right? When you add a new item, so we wanted to know whether it's new. When you come back to the site, you want to know if it's a bestseller or original products or, you know, whatever badge you want. So these can be set up by the brand. Inventory. So this is where we show inventory, and this is backpack, so we only have colors. But if it's apparel, then we have by color, by size as well, because that's super important. All right, and so down here you'll see more information for the master catalog, for example. So you know how it is where when you have a lot of data in your master catalog and you wanted to create a new category, it's very hard to bring in, you know, add products. So you can add products from the master catalog here. So if you have multi-sales catalog, right? So I'm working with fall sales catalog, and I wanted to add things from the master catalog, I can just add it here. And when it's added, it's always added to the bottom, right? So this is being added to this particular category, travel bags, and it's going to be at the bottom. And so the left-hand side here, we have a notepad where you can copy lots of products on the notepad and then add them to a particular category. So this is a very easy way to add categories, add products. Okay, so any questions you see so far on the sequence tab? All right.
Nope.
Okay. All right, so let's move on to the attribute tab. Okay, so the attribute tabs is a visualization of all the attributes that you have defined for this particular category, travel bags, for example. So while we're loading the products, I wanted to point out that tabs with the diamond is really the fastest that has been defined in Management Center. So this particular category travel bag has one facet, and that's called technology. And so a quick review of what the attributes are. We have some red bars on the side, and the red bar is telling us that this particular right path sleeve did not have a value selected, so it will not show up in the technology facet. So we need to select a value for it, and when you do, then the red bar will go away, and this one is an Air Core. Okay. And then you can look on scroll to the right to see how many other attributes you have defined for these products, and whether or not they have been selected, by the merchandiser. So this is a quick way for them to fix anything that has not been defined, instead of going back into the spreadsheets and find that out, right? So this is a visual way. You can pin attributes, you can manage facets, and you can also add more attributes. So for example, if you have a master attribute that has master catalog that has all these attributes and you are not finding them here, you can add the attributes that way. It's already there, so it's not letting me add, but okay. All right. So that's for attributes. Business rules. So business rules is a way for the merchandisers to define what's important for them, how they want to support the promotion, the campaign. So they can define the business rules in here. For example, I have something I call the inventory. So when I am out of inventory, what I want to do is I want to move the product to the bottom, right? So this is a name that I gave it to the business rules, whether or not it's weighted, and the subscription for me is out of inventory to the bottom. And I can specify the time zone that I want that to be executed. I can define the date range, and I can give it 100% sort and descending. So that's my business rules, and I can set it to run automated certain amount of time. So I can set the rule so that it automatically runs. Okay. Link categories. So link categories is very helpful in Europe, for example, when the team has multiple countries to manage. And usually they manage it from a particular country. So, for example, if if the team in Europe managed 13 countries and UK is one of them, then you can link UK with France and Germany. So whenever anything changes on a UK basis, it can be, inherited by France and Germany. So you don't have to go into those specific countries and make the changes. In this particular instance, you can select JanSport US, for example, or Canada, and you can say, okay, so let's manage from a US perspective, and then you can save that. We can also link using file, so we have file setups that you can link at the category level as well. Okay, and with that, I have gone through the merchandiser presentation, so let me, unless there's any questions, Eric, I can go back to the presentation.
Okay. Nope, there isn't no chat.
All right. Okay, so this is the pricing for Smart Merchandiser. So onboarding is set up is $5K per store, and the subscription is $500 per user per month. and a merchandiser can manage limited stores. And the offer that we have today is a free 30-day trial. So for the user group, we have 30-day free trial. And this offer is one qualified attendee today. So what this means is that we do all the setup, all the integration that you need for your store. And it's represented a $5,000 value. It takes us about 2 weeks to get it done. And then when your Smart Merchandiser is operational in your environment, the clock starts. And we just make it available for you for 30 days. So if you are interested in the 30-day trial, please reach out to Eric. And I have our contact information. And then just a quick intro, and this is I'm echoing what Callie was saying before. So we have been on the platform for 18 years and done a lot of work and got a lot of awards from IBM. And hopefully we'll do the same with HCL as well. And these are our customers, so a number of very popular B2C brands as well as B2B. And certainly our mission is to deliver the best digital commerce platform with competency, quality, and innovation. This is our contact information. So Eric is our technical sales. And with that, I am opening up for Q&A. So let me know if you have any questions. And then Denise can also take a look at the chat and let me know. Okay, so Denise, do you have any questions for us?
There's nothing in chat, but I know we talked a little bit yesterday about personalization. Did you want to go over a little bit about that?
Yeah, so personalization is interesting because our product has been always, Smart Merchandiser has always been product oriented, focused, right? And the goal is to help the merchandiser with the sequence. But we have interest from other customer that says, okay, so how do I convert when I have paid search and someone come to the site? How do I convert, with Smart Merchandiser? Will Smart Merchandiser be able to help me? So that gives us an idea that we need to go beyond product, and also now we need to start understanding the customer, right? So if it's new customer, maybe what we can recommend a standard assortment, right? And if it's a return customer, what we need to do is look at their previous purchase, look at their browsing history, and come up with a recommended set of products that that person needs to be or would want it to see. So this is where Smart Merchandiser is going to have to branch out and understand, the consumer, the customer that's coming to the site. So it's a good question. It's something that we are going to be working on, Denise. It's not today, but it's on the roadmap.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay, and I think we have some other questions where does Smart Merchandiser support, all the versions, or what versions does Smart Merchandiser support? And because we talk to the backend, the HCL Commerce via web services, we support all versions, of HCL Commerce. So there's no limitations there. Okay, and is there anything else? Okay. All right. So I think that's a wrap. Thank you all for attending the meeting today, the webinar. And please reach out to us. We are also working with Calais in trying to come up with interesting topics. And I think for Q2, we are working on maybe bringing some interesting topics from 9.1 releases to you all. So please stay tuned and let us know, topics that are of interest to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Teresa.
And thanks
All right.
everyone who jumped
Go
on.
ahead.
Yeah, keep your ears open. We will like to do these regularly with our partners, and I look forward to working with Teresa and the Zobrist team to put another one of these on. As she mentioned, with the launch of 9.1 in June, we're looking to talk more about version 9, version 9.1, and what they bring to the table, and look forward to hearing from Zobrist
Definitely.
on that topic.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Thank you, Kelly. Thanks, Denise. Thanks, Eric.
Yep.
And
Thank you.
everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.